Yo, what's going on out there, y'all? Truckin Chubbzy up in there, man. Fans Point of View podcast. Let's go. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act 1976 is on the screen for y'all right there for fair use. All right, let's go. Now, I just wanted to come at y'all real quick. Let me get like 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes real quick. So I just want to say thank y'all to everybody up out there that support me on Facebook. Y'all understand why I started the fans point of view and why I emphasize on the fans point of view. All right, you know what I'm saying? I come at this from a fan because I am a fan. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play professional football. No, I didn't coach professional football. I didn't coach college football. All right, but I see what's going on out here. We all see that, and that's the way I come at this. All right. So if that aggravates any of professionals out there, then that's on you if I offend you because of that. But if you are a professional at any level, then if you are professional, then shouldn't you be on a professional network? Should you not be utilizing the same tools I am, but then trying to demean people like me and everybody else? Like, it don't make sense. We are all a part of the media. There's just levels to media, okay? You get content creation, you have influencers, you have analysts, you have journalists, okay? So it's a whole body, okay? Look at it like a body. You got the brain, you got the eyes, you got the mouth, you got the nose, you got the ears, you got your hands, you got your legs. You can't, one hand washes the other. It makes the story better and bigger, okay? All right? Can we all agree with that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just trying to, demean people. Now, it's a difference between if somebody was trying to come in and correct you, you know what I'm saying, or criticize you, you know what I mean? But they try to demean you and they try to say you don't know what a X-ray Dolly, X-ray Delta Mike 3 take this bull, whatever else is, right? Nah, we don't know that. But what we do know is this motherfucker can't never get through the offensive line. We do know that he's not that dude that can get through there. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you understand me? You know what I'm saying? We know this motherfucker can't block. You know what I'm saying? We know this motherfucker can't guard nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they get so fucking, like, it's crazy because it's just a fact, y'all. It's just a fact. You know what I mean? Like, let's just you know what I'm saying, be one all happy big family out here and try to enjoy sports the way that we enjoy sports. Everybody enjoys it a different way, but you know what? It brings a lot of people together, and a lot of people have opinions. And real quick on this before I keep it moving on this, like, one thing I never and I pray for all the time, humbleness. I actually pray to stay humble, and I pray that I never get to the point where I'm looking at somebody's comment and I can't take that as a correction or as criticism or as, you know what I'm saying, and take heed to that because they're saying that, unless you're just being flat out disrespectful in the comments, and that's totally different. But the minute the same people you support are these so-called pros, when you put a comment down that they don't agree with, and that's anybody, I don't care, that's a lot of people out here. You put a comment down they don't agree with, you automatically become a troll. Well, we dropping the troll shit, right? You trucking their comments because it's always something that rattles them. It's probably true. And it's a hard, and sometimes, a lot of the time, you just ain't sugarcoating what you gotta say, and it's true. So now you become a troll, but nah, we ain't trolling. We trucking out here, man. You hear me? And without the G, you hear me? TRUCKIN. We trucking. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trolling, bro. Get out of here with that. Out of here. But I just wanted to say that real quick for everybody out there. Y'all keep supporting y'all favorite channels, even if it ain't mine. Keep supporting me, and you know what I'm saying, keep watching, man, because we up out here, man, and we growing and we getting stronger up out here. So make sure y'all liking and y'all sharing with all your friends and y'all family, because we consistently growing, and I appreciate y'all for that. I really do, man. And we getting up, and if I'm doing something that's not getting underneath these professional skin, I'm not doing something right. You heard me? All right. So there was in the sports news, right? I know y'all all want me to get into the football game, and I'm gonna drop something on the football game. But before that, there was a audio of Lane Kiffin talking to one of his players that was on the field, and I'm gonna play the audio and then I'll give my commentary. Shout out to Josh Played with Late Kick with Josh. That show is awesome. Catch it sometimes. He's the college football guru in my eyes. He is, bro. I give it to him, bro. Like, great show. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. You feel me? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this Josh Play clip real quick, and then I'll get into my commentary afterwards. All right, y'all.
Colin,
if you would have come here when you kept getting messages, the head coach wants to talk to you, and you saying I'm not ready to talk to him.
What was it?
Well, what world do you live in?
I don't see why you gotta be disrespectful, honestly.
Get out of here. Go, you're off the team. You're done. See ya.
Because I'm...
See ya. Go. And guess what? We can kick you off the team. So go read your rights about mental health. We can kick you off the team for not showing up. When the head coach has to meet with you and you don't show up for weeks, okay, we can remove you from the team. It's called being the pussy. It's called hiding behind and not showing up to work.
This was a calculated move. A lawsuit was filed. That's why that was recorded to begin with. It was all leading to an eventual lawsuit, as these things often are. And the reason you're hearing that audio today is not just because Ole Miss has a big game coming up against Georgia. That audio is courtesy of Front Office Sports, by the way. They broke that story today. You're not just hearing that audio today because it was conveniently leaked right before Ole Miss's biggest game of the season, or one of the biggest games of the season. You're hearing that audio today because a motion was filed by Ole Miss to dismiss a lawsuit that was filed on behalf of DeSanto Rollins, alleging all sorts of different impropriety on the way he was treated by Ole Miss. They filed.
So y'all getting that.
The motion to dismiss, and conveniently, nearly immediately, audio that he had secretly recorded during his meeting with Lane Kiffin was leaked. Now, it's legal in the state of Mississippi. It's a one-party consent state, so you can record whoever you want to. It doesn't mean it's not sketches all get out, but you can do it. That was leaked to manufacture leverage. That was leaked to sort of manufacture an outrage campaign. And brother, it backfired fantastically, and I'm so glad it did. Because I was ready to come on this show, and I didn't care if the entire world had mounted up against Lane Kiffin. That is garbage. Like, what he had to deal with there is garbage.
Yeah, it is. Because, like, and that's the truth. And I agree 100% with him on that. Like, on this matter, because, first of all, you gotta, let me get this pulled down before I get into my commentary real quick. Let me get this pulled down here, and then I'll get into it. So, when you watch that clip, I agree 100% with what Josh had to say. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Late Kick with Josh show. Y'all check that out sometimes. It's dope, you know, especially if you love your college ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it to y'all a whole different way, but he'll give it to y'all a way too. So, you know what I mean? Let's get it. But look, you know, I agree with him when you are being a professional, see? And when you become a professional, right? And this is exactly what they're leaning into because of the whole NIL thing, right? The whole NIL thing is taking the so-called student athlete and turning them to a semi-professional, period, point blank, whether you want to admit it or not. Because there's so much that can go into the NIL, right? And I'm going to get into that NIL a little bit after this. But DeSanto Rollins was the football player, right? Now he's trying to file a lawsuit. He recorded the conversation, but he was saying mental health reasons is the reason why he didn't show up for the football team. He was on a scout team. Things ain't going his way the way he want things to go. And now, you know what I'm saying? And now he want to file a lawsuit. He got kicked off the team. He come back after weeks and not going to practice, not, you know, the coach reaching out to him like, yo, what's going on with you? Come meet with me. Come talk to me as a man. Now, you supposed to be a man. You supposed to be a young man. Come holler at me. This is what men do. Come talk to me. And he ain't want to talk. Now you can't go file a lawsuit on somebody after they done invited you to talk several times. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And you was ducking him, man. Like, nah, you can't file no charges on him, or you know what I'm saying, try to sue him for whatever you want to say it was, discrimination, whatever. If anything, you discriminated on him. Like, let's stop that. Like, when we see things like this, we have to call it how we call it. You know what I'm saying? We got to call the BS when we see the BS, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And now, this is what I was talking about with the NIL. So with this, let me explain that. See, now you have these so-called, young men, right? They're young men, whether you want to say it or not. They see all these other guys getting all this money in these NIL deals. They don't want to work for it. They just want money to be at these big schools. They don't want to work for the money. And that's what happens with this NIL. This is a negative side of the NIL, right? And this is why people like DeSanto Rollins will ruin it for good players out there and players who actually work out in the weight room, who make all their player meetings and everything else. He's going to ruin it for players like him. Players like him is going to ruin shit. You know what I'm saying? Crybabies that don't want to put in no work, don't want to do nothing, don't want to meet, and now they're going to keep putting rules around that. And he's helping validate these. You know what I'm saying? These reasons why they didn't want the NIL in college sports. First of all, when you go to college, yes, you're still a child. You're still a child, right? You're becoming a man then, right? Some people go there and they are young men. But obviously, that's a child move. You know what I mean? That is a straight kid move. Him not wanting to show up for meetings. You become a young adult, a young man or a young woman, and while you're in college. You leave college a man or a woman, period, right? You should be able to earn off of your name, image, and likeness. You definitely should be able to earn off that, without a doubt. Period. You should be able to earn off that, because a lot of individuals, and they started this late, right? And I think that they honestly should have back paid a lot of players for their name, image, and likeness. Like, for real, I honestly believe deep down in my heart, I believe that Michigan University owes the Fab Five. I don't care, they do. They just do. I believe that Texas A&M owe Johnny Manziel. I don't care what he went through, they owe him. They made billions of dollars off of these people that we're talking about. So, and but players like what Rollins is doing is going to ruin the NIL for a lot of players, because now they got this whole attitude of being professionals and they're employees now, right? Because they're getting paid to be a football player at your school, and they're going all wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to secure the football player first before you start throwing money at them. But y'all, it's no secret. It's no secret that these schools, especially a lot of schools in the SEC, no, it hasn't never been out in the media. Nobody ever has proof of it because they were so smooth with it. But there's no way in the world Alabama, Georgia, the LSUs, the Ole Misses, they've been paying players to come down there and play for them. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, yes, they've been doing that. They just have never been caught, because there's no way to catch them schools when they're making millions of dollars, when they're turning over athletes the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, shall we keep going? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just keep naming people. Nick Chubb went to Georgia. They had DeAndre Swift at Georgia. Like, come on, man. Like, they're like, but now it's legal to do this. But now you got people like him that don't want to show up to practice and get demoted and put on a practice squad or whatever. Like, there's somebody else who would love to be in your situation. First of all, Rollins, that would love to be at the school. We all know that mental health is a real thing, but a lot of people are using that for an excuse. And if it is mental health that you're going through, and I'm not saying that you might not be going through a mental health situation, meet with the individuals you need to meet with. Don't be ducking meetings. Like, you can't sit there and turn around and say, oh, well, I'm not going to work today, I'm not going to work tomorrow. That's 2 no call, no shows. Like, you should be automatically fired. Man, Lane Kiffin shouldn't even have had that meeting with him. He should have got a letter from Lane Kiffin to his dorm room, to his dormitory, and said, Rollins, you are no longer a part of the Ole Miss football program of the 2 no call, no shows. But he went 2 weeks, 14 days without doing this. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's unheard of. 14 days, no call, no show, and you still got a job. And he gave him a chance to come in there and explain. Like, what? Like, there's nothing wrong with that, man. But it can be flipped. A lot of people will flip it, and in the go-to with situations like this is race. They try to throw race in there, and that's another thing. Like, it's just a fact, y'all. Like, this it happens. It happens. There's always some kind of excuse and deflection of the problems at hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Period. There's always something that somebody got to say about these type of things. Now in the NIL, I talked about it before. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. I think it should be used more, and once it gets hip, right, I think it should be used in such a way, and I made videos like this, that the NFL should be able to sponsor students that they want on their team. Yes, it will affect the NFL draft. It will. But people need to be more honest. Like, there's real fans of the NFL draft, right? There's absolutely real fans. But then there's also people who don't watch the draft after like the first 2 rounds. Like, that shit is long. It's long. Like, and I know people don't watch it past like the first 2 rounds, right? And there's so many college football players that's out there, y'all. Like, y'all got the FCS, the FBS, the whole entire FBS, the whole entire FCS. Like, and a lot of FCS schools get looked over for players, but then there's great players that come out of the FCS. Like, it happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's always at least one rookie, undrafted rookie free agent that comes into the NFL and that earns a great contract and blows up. Like, some of the greatest football players we have seen in the past 10-15 years have been late draft round picks and undrafted rookie free agents, y'all. And I can think of 2 off top right now. Like, okay, everybody knows Tom Brady was in the 6th round to the Patriots. That's no secret, right? But then you got, like, even, Antonio Brown to the Steelers. He was a 6th round draft pick with the Steelers. Wound up being one of our best receivers all time. Like, for real. Like, just keep it 100. Like, look at our running back right now. That people can argue that he can replace Najee Harris, which was a 1st round. He was an undrafted rookie free agent. Jaylen Warren right now. Like, y'all. And all I'm getting at when I'm saying this is that the NIL would help people like Jaylen Warren, the Antonio Browns, the Tom Brady's get money before being on the roster. But it also would help the NFL lock these students down ahead of time. So what do you mean by that, Truckin Chubbzy? This is what I mean about that, y'all. So you are the player that I'm looking for, okay? You are only in your sophomore season in college, right? And I know injuries might come into play or whatever, but an NIL deal, cool. I'll give you $500,000. I'll give you $500,000 right now for you to guarantee me a shot at matching whichever contract that is, depending on where you are, okay? Now, if you're a top 25 player in all of the college football, of course, the money goes up, right? It goes up. But you can't argue with $2 million. Like, come on, $2 million, like, that's a lot. That's a lot, especially for you ain't got to worry about no call. You ain't got to worry about a lot. That's just one deal, okay? Now, I want you to work on this scheme in this offense or defense practice this, get better at this, you know what I'm saying? And it helps out players like that. It absolutely does, because you got, you know what I'm saying, it'd probably be harder to get the top 25 players, right? Because why? Because they're going to go in the first round, right? The top 25 players are going to go in the first round. So that's what the draft is for, the first 2 rounds. But most players that be, and I hate to say it, that become successful in the NFL come from the later rounds. I don't know why it's like that, but it's just been like that. Maybe the way that we evaluating talent nowadays is just, it's hard to do because everybody wants it. And people who has not, that don't got that gold, silver, diamond spoon in their mouth want it more than the people who have the notoriety. They're looking at that like, why is he getting all the notoriety? I'm way better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, and I get it, but the NIL, this way that I'm speaking of, can help players like that get on the NFL roster without going to the draft and making a couple mil. Now, when you're done with, like, you know what I'm saying, you working on a scheme in college, you a 4th, 5th, 6th round pick, or maybe you not even projected, but I like what you can do as a pro team. Pay this NIL, let me get an NIL deal drafted up for this young man right here. Now, when it's time for you to graduate college and go to the pro level, you could come in undrafted and we could already have a contract set up, period. I'm bringing you in, so now you're coming in to the NFL team with a straight contract, not even no draft pick, no nothing. You coming in as a undrafted rookie free agent with a contract because you already met the expectations they wanted you to meet while you were in college. You've been working on this scheme. You come in, and evaluate you, and now your contract is said, whatever. Now I'm giving you $32 million for the next 4 seasons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But as a rookie, undrafted, like crazy. Like, so the NIL can go so far. There's so much that can be done with the NIL in the way that it can go. I don't know why people don't use it like that. And I'm sure, because it like I said, I think it's because it'll affect the draft and whatever else is going on with that. But I would absolutely think about doing this if I was an owner. I would absolutely think about doing this. Like, I had this content, and I'm gonna keep pushing this if I gotta talk about it every week, I'll talk about it every week, because it's the thing to talk about to me. Like, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you have someone already fit for your scheme, fit for the way you want a player to be? I know that, you know what I'm saying? Why? And they're probably already doing this. To be honest, they're probably already doing this, because if you look at it, like, if y'all like, and look, I think we had a running back coach in Pittsburgh who came from North Carolina State. If not, Jalen Warren came from North Carolina State, right? We had a running back coach. So these coaches already know this talent. He ain't gonna be draftable, but let's get this. But he should have already came in with a nice contract. The only thing that I don't get is why, as an undrafted rookie free agent, you cannot come in the NFL with a already guaranteed contract, like a good contract, not no $100,000 for 1 year contract. I don't know why they had that in sports. Like, I don't agree with it, but you should at least be able to come in like, okay, a 1 year deal, $4 million for 1 year. I can't argue with that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be dope. It'd be super dope, you know, to have it like that, because he's already been, you know, evaluated for the scheme. We had him working on it since his freshman, sophomore year in college, and now we're evaluating him now. It's been, what, 4 years? He's with us, man. Oh yeah, he looking real good now. He done got his speed up, got some gain muscle, you know, whatever. And he's catching better now. Like, whatever it is that they had you working on, you exceeding that level now. So yeah, absolutely, bring him in with a ready contract. Stop that 1 year, $100,000 deal stuff. Start having these players ready for your system early, and the NIL is giving these owners a chance to do that. Why aren't these owners in sports taking advantage of the NIL? I don't understand that. Could they not do that? Is that considered tampering? Like, is it really though? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, okay, the game is to play chess, not checkers, right? Now you playing chess now. Okay, I don't want. I'm in the NFL. Okay, I'm in the AFC North. I don't want the Ravens getting the next best tight end. I may not even need him. You know what I'm saying? I may not even need him. But I know he gonna be I know he gonna get drafted, and I know they need one, and I know that's what, and they doing that now too. But now you can already guarantee the player coming to you by giving them an NIL deal in college, and y'all playing with it. But I honestly believe that it'll happen sooner or later. I really do. I honestly think that this will happen sooner or later. Like, and it's going to shake sports up. But they'll find their way of making it cool. And I will have my suggestions on how this still would make everything else cool. Like, hey, you'll still have your draft. You'll still have your draft in all your sports because the top athletes, but you have to remember that there's so many athletes out here, so many hardworking young men and young women all over, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally, y'all, you know somebody right now that can give some NBA G League players that work on the court. You know somebody right now that run a 4-4 flat, that got hands. You know somebody right now that can crack 10 home runs right now. You know what I'm saying? That can, you know somebody right now that got a nasty curveball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know somebody right now that got a slap shot from 50 yards out. Like, come on, like, y'all know, like, we know these things. You know what I'm saying? Get them ready now. Get them on your regimens now. Like, if I was an owner, yes, absolutely, I would do that. I definitely would do that. Especially the hidden gems. You know what I'm saying? The players that are not getting the notoriety. Those would be the ideal players. You know what I'm saying? Those would be the ideal players to go after. Okay, you can be a 4th round pick, or you can sign this NIL deal guaranteeing you come in here that you will work on I need you to work on your endurance. You need to be, bench pressing 225 15 times. I need you at least jumping this in the 40. When you get evaluated, I need you at this level because I'm gonna need you at this, that, or you know what I mean, whatever it is. Like, you can lock it down. I need you skating the whatever that may be, and I don't want to sound ignorant, but I need you to be able to do whatever it is by this time when I evaluate you. You know what I'm saying? You need to make this much progression, and you keep getting this, you'll get this. Bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd just be so dope. Every time you hit that mark where they want you to hit, you getting another deposit in your account. Like, and it gives everybody a chance to become a pro. And I know y'all got the undrafted rookie free agent, but let me be honest with y'all. Like, yes, y'all are blessing them and giving them the opportunity, but at the same time, a lot of these undrafted rookie free agents are better than the ones that y'all drafted really ahead of them in the first 7 rounds. Let me just be real. And this is in football. And and I'm sure it happens in other sports too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there that don't get these opportunities, but y'all gotta widen it. It'll make a hell of a job for scouting staff. You're gonna have to make your scouting staff bigger, but there's hidden gems all throughout the country in every sport. There is, and now you have the chance to just to do whatever you want to do with it. Sky's the limit for this. It doesn't ruin anything. because you're still going to get the support from the fans for your programs. You know what I'm saying? You're not ruining anything. You're just not. Now you got leagues like that's trying to help that, like the XFL. They're trying to gain more exposure for these undrafted kids, and that's great, and it is great. But wouldn't it even be better if you can have them working on your schemes? You know what I'm saying? And maybe it might not be exactly the scheme, but having their body perform in such a way where they will be able to fit your particular scheme. You know what I'm saying? And that's possible. I know I explained that well. That's possible. It's out there to do, man. We just got to get it done. And it's just a topic, and I just want to know, what do y'all think on that? What do y'all, the audience, think about how would this work? What do y'all think about the NIL? What do y'all think about the draft? Do y'all think that the draft should still go? And it will. I'm telling you, it will. But do you think that NFL teams and pro teams, let's just say pro teams, let's scratch the NFL. Do you think pro teams in whatever sport should be giving NIL deals to college students and having them prepared to join their teams? Do you think NFL owners should give them NIL deals? Do you think so? That's my question. I got long-winded today. My imagination just running wild, but that is my personal content. That is original content coming from Truckin Chubbzy. I ain't grabbed that from nobody else. This is my thing. The NIL thing is me. So much you can do with that. And I know it'll take away drafts, but what do y'all think about that? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in and watching this very long video. I hit my barber up. Shout out to my barber shop, man. About their master barbers, Airy PA, man. They really get me sharp, you know what I'm saying? Having a boy looking good and everything, like, check it out real quick. Maybe having me sharp. But shout out to Baines Bungalow, Airbnb / Baines Bungalow. Shout out to the poor, Pittsburgh, PA. Shout out to Reggae Remix. Shout out to Tim Podcast. Let's get it out there, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend, and I'll be back with my content. I'm going to get them slides ready for y'all. I'll probably be back with a little video later, but peace for now. All right.